Okay, it's time to get to work. I mean, get to defining work. If you think about what work is, what's your own definition for work? How do you know when you have worked? Well, some people would say that, gosh, after a full day of work, I'm beat, right? I'm tired. Well, why are you tired? You had more energy to begin with, right? And then you have less energy afterward. That's one way that you could think about work, and actually, it's a relatively good way of thinking about work because, as it turns out, we're going to find out that there is a connection between work and energy, but we're not quite there yet. So I wanted to talk about the physics definition of work. With work and physics, it deals with forces and it turns out distances. Now your book just kind of says work is force times distance, and they do in the footnotes get a little more careful as far as their definition. But suppose we have this book. Let me go ahead and change my angle here. Hopefully you can see the book. If I've got a book and I slide it across the desk, I have done work. I have exerted a force over a certain distance or displacement. I've caused the object to move. However, holding a book like this would not be considered work. Yes, I am applying a force. I'm applying a force, again, think about the forces that are acting on this book. The earth is pulling down on the book. I am pushing up on the book. However, notice that despite the fact that I am exerting a force, I am not causing a displacement. This book's not moving at all. So therefore, I'm not technically doing work in a physics sense. Consider also, what if I go like this? What if I move my book kind of horizontally, like I'm holding a tray of plates and I'm working at a restaurant, walking around with the tray up on my shoulder? Technically, I'm not doing work in this case either, because despite the fact that there is displacement here, my displacement is horizontal, but my force is vertical. And if they're not in the same direction, I'm not technically doing work. However, what if I do this? What if I raise my book, if I lift it up? Yes, in this case I am doing work. Why? Because my force is in this direction and my displacement is also in this direction. When they're in the same direction, I am doing work. So we have to be careful not to just be lazy and say, oh, work is force times distance. That is only true when the force is in the same direction as your displacement.